I do A&R research and promotion, as well as heading up the teen division of Island Def Jam Music Group. In my A&R research capacity, I, along with my department, find new artists, pretty much things that are worth acquisition before they really become one of those no-brainer kind of situations. So before it's a #1 record, and before everyone knows about an artist, before the videos on every channel, it's our job to find out who the artist is, where they are, to go out there and get them and bring them in. So we find the artists who are essentially finding the fruit that's worth the squeeze before everybody else is attempted to make juice out of it. That's really the best analogy for what it is we do. And in the Teen Island capacity, it's marketing and promotion for our teen artists specifically, as well as aggregating content and picking out all things that are cool in the world of teens. So really the 11 to 20-year-olds, kind of keeping my finger on the pulse and finding out what's interesting to them, and presenting that in a tasteful, entertaining format that's also engaging, so that it's not just feeding them content constantly, but something, where it piques their interest and, gets it so that they invest a little bit into it and keep coming back for more. Teen Island is very new. It's in its infancy, really. It's not, sort of just starting to crawl around a bit. And it's off to a good start, but you never really, with these things, because teens are so fickle, it could be the kind of thing where it's terrible one day and fantastic the next, or vice versa. So we're really at the point right now where we're seeding it out, we're seeing what the response is, and it's been a solid response, but really until after the holiday season, until after those points where kids are sitting at home, which we sort of benefited from because we had the summer, we had the summer to start the site and really get the ball rolling. That's the time where you're going to lose kids if you lose them. So we kind of started it during a low point, and now we're going into a peak period where kids are indoors more and they're in school and they're behind computers more, and you're going into holidays where they're around family, but they may spend more time indoors. So we're seeing a bit more in the way of traffic, a bit more in the way of engagement. So it's entering a really nice space. So it's, builds and inspires a bit of confidence, because you start out really at a valley and then you see those peak periods come along. So hopefully we can continue that trend and go into next summer and past that with, the same brand of interest and, the same amount of traffic, and just continue with the momentum. Social networking is the only real-time gauge for what's going on with an artist, because you can promote an artist for months before you get radio spins. You can promote an artist for months before you get any sort of real video play. Social networking, you're hearing the chatter, you're seeing people's interest in songs, whether it be a trending topic about an artist on Twitter, or plays on a MySpace page or an I Like page, or an I Mean player jumping through the roof. It's the only time where you can really see what the raw demand for an artist is. So, there are other indicators which tend to, I guess, just by virtue of how people look for artists, other indicators that people swear by a bit more. But social networking, I feel now, and if you show this to anybody, I'll have to kill you because then they'll know my secret. Social networking at this point, I think, is the baseline for what true interest is, because it's the only place where you really get an honest gauge also. Not everybody has a radio, and who really listens to radio like that? And video channels play, 3 videos a decade now? So you're not really getting that true. You're not getting a true read on anything, unless you're seeing it as is accessed by a large number of people. Greatly. People, everybody, bar none, I think it's a rule that people take interest in things that they directly affect. Mm-hmm. They take interest when they feel like they have some sort of hold on an artist's career and the direction of their career, and what their general trajectory is. With street teams, you get 35 to 45 people wearing T-shirts with an artist picture on it. With social networking, you get the artist, or an intern who's been trained to talk like the artist, or respond like the artist. but still for all intents and purposes, you're getting that artist. So whether it's Twitter when you're engaging with somebody, or MySpace or Facebook, however it is, you're getting this artist and you're getting their words directly from their mouth. If you read their blog, you're getting how they're feeling directly from them. Their likes, their dislikes, what they're listening to, their inspiration, things that bum them out, you're getting it from the artists themselves, and not hanging out with some 45-year-old guy who has a sweatshirt from the artist label who might have shaken their hand once in a conference room. So now you're living semi-vicariously through their experiences and, sharing that through some sort of, tertiary bond. So like now it's direct to the source, hands-on. So it's completely changed just, and I think that's why it factors in so much to artist marketing plans at this point. Not that street teams are a thing of the past, they're, a great necessity, but, like you're getting to the point now, or we're at the point now where you can reach out and touch, or at least make contact with an artist and have this tangible bond with them, at least in a digital space. I don't think so, and I think it's a blessing, hopefully it's something we can continue with. It's not a prerequisite that they be a songwriter before they're an artist, but you're finding now, especially in the age of celebutantes and reality stars, it's the age of celebrity. So everybody has that, maybe not a full-fledged superstar kind of thing, but you're finding that people have sort of that star trait in them, to where they, everybody wants to be a performer, and maybe your way, maybe your way of performing is, putting together a fantastic marketing plan, or, directing a video, or writing a song. People get close to the music in their own way, and you shine that way, because there are so many different forms of recognition. Songwriting, obviously, being a huge part of it, but, pretty much any career in the music business comes with, that bit of notoriety. I saw the guy who delivers our mail get stopped outside before and handed a demo because they saw him in a blog posting when somebody was walking through the building. There's always, you get close to I guess, what's essentially an epicenter of celebrity, and you kind of, it reacts a bit. So, if you're writing the songs and you're around the artist, at a certain point, it's fair to say that, you can get vocal training. Your fair share of people who get your phone number from a family member or a friend, or, there are plenty of those, and there are folks who just happen across your email address, or, you make contact with somebody for 5 seconds and you hand out a business card just a bit too freely, and you find that you're starting to get hit up. And but I said I was the janitor at a record label. It's all the same. You know how to spot talent. You have a foot in the door. But then there are also those that we go after, obviously, because we like paying bills. So you have to continue finding artists. So it's really half a dozen on one hand, six on the other. I don't think we do one more than the other, and sometimes it works out that the artist finds us, and there are times when we glance past an artist who happens to be a fantastic find. It's not till it's a second, a third, or a 15th look that you realize that an artist is really one worth pursuing, or at that point accepting. I don't think artist development is dead necessarily. Artist development has evolved. So now, instead of taking an artist who might be 16 months away from being radio ready, you're now investing maybe a little bit more in putting an artist on the road who's already a strong performer, who's already has a strong record. Or you put more into putting an artist in the studio if they're already a strong performer. So you don't necessarily, we're not changing we're not stopping development, we're changing the way, we're changing what we're developing, because ultimately you want to have an artist who can do it all. Those are the artists who are winning right now, the Renaissance people. If you can perform, if you can smile for the camera, if you can be well spoken, then you win. So that's what we want. If we need a bit more media training, then we put something into media training. If they can't dance quite that well, then we put a little bit more into dancing. So ultimately you come out with more than a singer or a rapper. You get a performer. You get somebody who's just completely ready for the stage. That's why so many rappers are singing and singers are rapping and everybody's playing guitar, and my grandmother learned piano the other day. that's what it's about. It's about having the best possible performer you can, because those are the ones who are honestly making so much money right now. And that's why rock shows tend to be so good, is because you get that full depth and breadth of talent. You're getting people who play guitar and sing and skid across the stage on their knees and jump back up and throw up and marry a stripper and die and still do an encore, like that. So it's, yeah, it's not dead, but it's, it's developing in different areas. You don't necessarily take, they're not taking me and turning me into Trey Songz, but if I can write a song, they'll take me and, teach me to sing a little bit and get my teeth fixed and throw a top hat on me and call me T-Pain.